Hi, I'm here. I'm here. We're Danganronpering. That's not a word. We're Danganronpering. We gotta solve this murder. And I've got some... Oh, let's be on the right thing. So I spilled coffee on my keyboard this morning, so responses might be slow. Yes, we're gonna load that. Yes, we're gonna load that. Yes. Alright, so before we get started, a couple of things, and it's going to come up again probably. Let's just go over. Chihiro died. Chihiro. This chapter, the trial, investigation, everything, mishandles a couple of things for some characters. And we will discuss these issues as they come up. I just want to give you some fair warning that there's going to be mishandling over someone with a mental health condition and someone whose gender presentation doesn't necessarily match inside, possibly. There's an issue that we will come to later and we will discuss it more at length because it is something that bothers me about this chapter in particular, about this game in particular, and I think the things are mishandled. And yeah, okay, so this game was made in 2010, 2012, 2010. So, you know, it was like a 12-year-old game, so of course there's probably going to be some misunderstandings, but I don't think that's an excuse, and I think it's something that we should discuss when it comes up. But for now, we'll just keep playing. It's so cold, and then still there's that light coming in through the back. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, Chihiro died. We just found Chihiro's body. Yeah. Damn, I couldn't keep it safe. So there's another victim! Which means we are now in the same position once again. Fuck, man.
What the?
What the fuck is this?
What?
It's a dream! This is a dream! It's all just a dream! Now, Fumi, calm the fuck down. Shut up. Exactly, Celeste. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood.
So...
I don't think it's any kind of dying message. It's just too strange. But, you know, that thing about writing bloodlust in blood, doesn't it sound kind of familiar? I'm just gonna change some of the... My mic's peaking up really high. How do I... Oh, okay. Close.
What?
No, I don't want it to be audio. No. There we go. I've turned off it. Okay. Alright. Let's go back. Alright. Okay. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. At the scene of each crime, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious killer? Genocide Jack! Genocide Jack, the murderous fiend whose grisly attacks were famous all across the country. The ultimate murderous fiend, creating a reputation of abnormal, downright cool killings.
What is this?
Then this is some copycat killer trying to imitate Genocide Jack's style? But why would anyone do that? Perhaps it's the work of the real Genocide Jack. The real? What are you saying Genocide Jack is here at the school?
No way!
There's no way! But going so far as to write bloodlust at the scene, I'm surprised at their stupidity.
Well,
I can't imagine a worse situation than dealing with a stupid murderer. What is it now? Toko! Hen was pointing toward the entrance to the girls' locker room. Huh? Toko was the last to arrive and now she was just standing there. No, why? 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 Gadunk. She fainted. That did not sound good. Toko! Hina rushed over to the collapse. Toko and started trying to shake her awake. Toko, are you okay? Come on, wake up. Oh, that's right. I just remember what she said about how she faints anytime she sees blood.
Oh.
So she is hemophobic? I imagine she does not watch too many horror films then. This isn't a violation of the rules, right? I mean, technically she passed out somewhere beside her room. No, I think it should be okay. The regulations prohibit sleeping, like on purpose. Ah, so since she didn't faint on purpose, it doesn't count? Gotcha.
Just a second.
Toko, can you hear me? Hey, you gotta wake up! As if she'd heard her, Toko suddenly shot awake. As in, she literally jumped up from where she was laying. It was such a strange reaction, I was at a total loss for words. She leaped straight up into the air, changing her stance as she did. In no time flat, she was just standing up. Ignoring the physical contortions she had to go through, her emotions were totally haphazard. Huh? What? Sorry about that. I was just so shocked, you know. It happens, right? Was I the only one? Toko, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Whoa, was that a dead body? Hey, are you dead?
what the heck?
She must have hit real hard when she fainted. The word has a front and a back, a top and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies.
Well...
This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. No, everything's fine. At least the stutter's all gone. That's a good thing, right?
I see.
It's clear to me that everything is not fine. Your eyes seem strangely vacant. It might be best if we take her back to her room for the time being.
So,
I don't mind taking her, but could someone help me? If you need help, I don't mind. Tucker, could you help me? Huh? She totally ignored me. Yeah, because you're a fucking creep, Hifumi. Very well. You take care of the girl and the rest of us can begin the investigation right away. Can I assume nobody has a problem leaving Sakura and Mondo on guard duty again? Oh, hold a second. Rushing to an investigation. The mastermind isn't behind that. After what happened last time, surely you realize that.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Don't make me repeat myself. There is no question that Chihiro was murdered by someone among us. Among us? Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Of course.
Right as rain! But don't take it as a bad thing, it's just a fact of life. Because that's how graduation works. Then it's happened again? Is that what you're saying? That another one of us killed a fellow classmate? What? Does that freak you out? You guys got no balls, you know that? No, I don't. Is there nothing down there at all? Well, I'll let you pray to me. What are you talking about? What is going on? That's so weird.
Stop talking.
Stop monologuing. Give us what you came here to give us. You did bring it, right? I sure did, chump.
It's the Monokuma
Fire! I know how much you must be looking forward to it. I swear I'm sounding like a Mickey Mouse. So please do your very tippy-top best on this investigation.
No way!
Do we really gotta do another investigation? Examining the corpse of one of our friends? Having to suspect all our other friends?
Why?
I hate this. I can't take it anymore.
Oh no!
I hate it too! I've had enough! I'm getting out of here!
Hey!
Where do you plan on going? There's nowhere to run.
Such ignorance.
Just accept it already. After all, blood is just liquid. A dead body is a simple object. You are very enthusiastic about all. You are very enthusiastic about all of this, are you not?
Naturally.
How can I not be? If we don't unmask the culprit, we all die. That's true, but to jump into it so soon. What? Do you want to die?
Such.
Maybe. Fine, then go off and die somewhere. Right now, go ahead. You're a waste of space.
Damn
Dead
you.
body is an object!
Piece of shit!
Chihiro wasn't an object. Show a little respect or I'll beat some into you.
Calm down.
Everyone stop bickering. Listen, there's some truth in what Byakuya said. Kyoko,
Because...
if we don't solve the mystery and find the killer, our own lives are forfeit. And if Byakuya is right, the Genocide Jack is somehow the one who killed Chihiro,
That's right.
then unless we do something, more victims could start piling up.
What?
Forget more victims? If we mess this up, we're all dead meat.
Hey! Hey!
Hold on. If that's your worry, you don't gotta worry any longer. In any one killing game, the guilty party may only kill a maximum of 2 people.
Huh?
What? I don't remember any rule like that.
Actually...
I just came up with it. I mean, if one person went around and killed everyone, your lovely student life would be all over, right? The new rule has been added to the regulations menu.
So then...
In that case, why not limit it to 1 person?
Hey,
Well, in a good mystery, you don't want to miss out on at least the potential of a serial killer angle. Just one would totally murder that possibility.
punishment is waiting for you.
Farewell for now. I'll catch you guys at the class trial. I can't say I understand his thinking, but if we can kill up to 2 people, then 1 more person's life could still be in danger.
Interesting.
Which is definitely not good. We need to uncover the culprit before something else happens.
You son of a bitch!
You need to shut the fuck up!
So,
Well, for now, Tucker and me are gonna drop Tucker off at a room. Nice! I'm gonna get dropped off!
there is nothing to be done.
We have no time to stand around here. We must begin our investigation to Sweet. If we do not solve the mystery of who killed Chihiro,
Is that okay?
then we will quickly follow her into the afterlife. That's true. I hate this, but if I want to survive, me and everyone else, we have to do it. We don't have any other choice! I don't know what it is. Investigate. First of all, I better check the Monokuma file to see exactly what's going on. Hey, yay. What's going on? The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of her death... The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of death is estimated to be around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the 2nd floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. That's all it says. Well, it's not like there's any point in complaining about it. No matter what I do, I gotta do what I gotta do. Nice. Monokuma File 2 has been added. Hey Makoto, Do you have a second? Huh? Did you need something from me?
Naturally.
Of course. Life without purpose is quite dull, you know. So what did you need? I'm going to let you cooperate with me during my investigation. Oh my god, Togami-senpai! Huh?
What?
I'm purchasing your talent, the same talent which allows you to solve Sayaka's case. Togami-senpai is wanting our help! I'm kidding, by the way. So, no, I just...
Stop talking.
You seem to have some limited use, which is why I've chosen you. You have the honor of contributing to my investigation. Oh my god, we're like Holmes and Watson. So you're inviting me to come with you? You're doing it in the most arrogant way possible, though. Yeah, it's Togami. Now then, shall we get started? But we need to get moving. There's no time to be standing around. I don't really know what just happened, but it looks like I'll be working with Byakuya on this one. Oh. Alrighty. Let's talk to Kyoko. She took her time examining Chihiro's corpse. She poked and prodded, going over every inch of the lifeless body. You're a very strange woman, you know, being able to touch a dead body with absolutely no trouble. She seems to be concentrating pretty hard. It's like she can't even hear us. Okie dokie, blood list. The word blood list is written on the wall in blood. What's the meaning behind this? Behind it, blood list? The poster's got some blood on it. It must have happened during the murder. There's a fresh blood stain on the carpet. It must have been splattered with blood during the murder. There's a dumbbell on the floor and this is a blood stain. There's a blood stain on the dumbbell. The Monokuma file said a blow to the head with a blunt object is what killed her. Does that mean this dumbbell was actually the murder weapon? Wait, sorry, that was Makoto.
Right.
I don't imagine it could have been anything else. Notes. Yeah. Okay, what else are we looking at? Well, we'll talk to Sakura. I use this locker room all the time. Now it's become the site of Chihiro's death. But why was she killed? But why was she killed in the locker room? Especially if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else than carried here. She was very light, that is true. It wouldn't be hard for someone to carry her, but still.
Well.
I still think she came here on her own, by choice. What makes you say that? She's been talking a lot lately about how she wanted to get stronger. So you're saying she came here to exercise? But according to the Monokuma file, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Would she really have been exercising that late?
Perhaps.
Hina and myself are usually in the locker room during the day, so she was probably avoiding it then. Avoiding it? Although we invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. And instead she came to exercise in the middle of the night?
However.
Perhaps. It's difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did want to start exercising, but she specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. She needed support from others. So you're saying she could have come here in the middle of the night to train in secret, but that she also would have come with someone else. It's a possibility, I think. Sakura's account has been added to the truthful. Okay, wait a second. I just want to adjust a few things over here. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Beam beam. Alright. Mondo. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? Or, I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here. I, adjusted things in the wrong way. It's fine. I think the sound is alright. I checked it a few times, so it's fine. Just let me know if there's some issues, but I think it's fine. There's so many things for me to keep an eye on, and I only have one other screen to do it. So, yeah. Which I guess explains the trip down here. Yeah, lift shift is absolutely not working. But did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't all that strong. Makoto, please. I don't know, man. Haven't really thought about that stuff. The cause of Chihiro's complex. Kinda out wondering what it might be. Nice. I haven't looked at Chihiro's body. Now it's time for us to... Already?
What?
New clues won't magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this. That's true, but...
Let's go.
If you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. He's so pushy, I got caught up with the wrong person this time. But Chihiro's body! So, this is our next location. Huh? This place is related to the investigation? Figure it out for yourself. It's no fun if you don't, right? If I remember right, this card reader is meant to work with our handbooks, right?
What?
Do you have an issue with it? If so, you should take it up with Monokuma. He said that, then quickly and sharply clapped his hands together.
Did you call for me?
You called for me? Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
It seems that Makoto has a question for you.
You need something?
Sure, what's up? Well, it's about the card reader.
Yep.
Yes, the card readers have all been designed to interface with each of your e-handbooks. You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook. And it's impossible for two people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct?
Unbelievable.
If there was some sort of erotic terrorist on the prowl. That ceiling-mounted Gatling gun would initiate a Swiss cheese slaughter. And the school regulations prohibit anyone from letting someone their handbook, correct?
Of course.
Correctly correct. So then, that means only girls can go in the girls' locker room and boys can go in the boys' locker room. In other words, Chihiro's body being found in the girls' locker room means... Hey Makoto, I can see right through you. See right through me? You're transparent. Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. Since Chihiro was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there.
So in other words...
As such, the killer must be one of the girls. Did I get it right?
Such ignorance.
Good lord, you're simple. But am I wrong? You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. Pretty sure that's called stealing. Byakuya? I would expect nothing less from the prodigal son of the noble Tagami family. So you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulations. Knowing you, I bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to things. You're treating me like a puny little appetizer instead of the main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore. They're things.
Yep.
Get it? Got it? Good. Wait, hold on. You're saying that it's a loophole, but in order to borrow something from someone, then that means someone would have to loan it. So,
Why you?
So sleepy. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. Be more like Byakuya and get your poop together. What, you can't say shit, Monokuma?
Unbelievable.
Or else I'll charge you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Figure out the rest your own damn self.
That's fine.
Well, I know you are unfortunately lacking in mental faculties, so for you and myself, oh, fuck you, Byakuya. Let's head to the main hall. The main hall? That'll help you understand what's going on. How is it if he is you're telling him he's lacking in mental faculties, but you're gonna go show him something that he isn't aware exists? I love Byakuya, okay? I do want to make that clear. He is my favorite. We came to the main hall. So what are we looking for here? Does that mean I have to figure it out for myself? Yes. There's a mailbox here. Mail time! Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Mail! Could there be something inside? It's an e-handbook. No, wait. There's 3 of them, but what are they doing here? So you finally found them. Huh? Did you know these were here, Byakuya? I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. Seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox. So then these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka. You can go ahead and confirm it yourself. I immediately turned on one of the handbooks, and when I did, Sayaka Mizuno. You're right, this is Sayaka's handbook. Now, do you understand? I'll be honest, I don't really understand. Sorry. I had to. I couldn't help it. I had to. This is the key to the loophole that I revealed earlier. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. You should pay closer attention to the regulations. Why are we having a flashback for something that happened like 2 minutes ago? Learning your e-handbook, blah blah blah. Only the act of learning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else is perfectly fine. Yeah, a dead person can't loan a handbook. Also, I don't know if it counts as borrowing if you're just straight up stealing it from that box. Also, like, there's nothing stopping you from stealing someone else's. Main hall e-books has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
What?
Hold on a second. What's wrong?
Very strange.
That's strange. One of the handbooks won't turn on. Is it Is it broken? Whose is it? The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Then the other one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
It would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Pummeled with baseballs. The memory of it came flooding back. It was like 100. It was like at least 100. That cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. Isn't that right, Leon? The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. You're right. It wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey, hey! Hey, 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 hey!
Now I'm really angry!
Hey! What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But it did.
That's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't frickin' break! It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure and is waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with, it wouldn't do crap! Oh, but even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does?
I can't hear you!
But it's a secret! I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks!
What?
Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Hard to say. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you might ask, how could that be? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's broken, but it's an undeniable fact that it's not turning on. Maybe it just has no charge.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me. Nice. Broken e-handbook. Nice. Okay, then this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro. To be exact, not quite. Huh? Not quite? The fuck you talking about? What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then you really think, you truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. The murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. Because of course, serial killing and genocide is the same thing. They say he's killed thousands of people. But they say he's killed thousands of people. That's gotta be an urban legend, right? Still, could one of us really be a dementic, psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. Okay, can you show me then? What do you mean by...
Don't make me repeat.
I have basis to believe that. Okay. Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This would provide all the evidence you need. You're gonna take me somewhere, senpai?
It's all clear now.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence. Does something like that really... Ah, hey you two. Big trouble! Need your help!
I don't have time to play with you.
No, he only wants to play with Mikoto, right? Only Mikoto. Oh, we're busy. Leave us alone. But it's an emergency! Emergency! Come on, please! You gotta help me!
Please.
This is a serious emergency! Please, please! You gotta help me! Just calm down, okay, Hina? But it's an emergency! An emergency? What happened?
Well...
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? She always acts strange. This is not new. What should we do, Byakuya?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Don't make me repeat myself. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, hurry! Wait for us, Hina!
Let's go.
Although say she's headed to the dorm, to Toko's room most likely. You're right. Oh, Rip Junko! Look, we're facing Junko's room. Now's not the time for this. No. You guys are too slow. I think you're just too fast. She's an athlete. So, what's this emergency? Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her, you know, see how she was doing. But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. may as well give it a shot. No, my shot. Sorry. Ding dong. Door swung open slowly and silently. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What? Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you pulling yourself up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But could you open up just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? She's been acting like that the whole time. When I rang a little while ago. Oh, to drive out the killer. To drive out the murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door. Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared?
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Hey, Byakuya, you think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean.
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her? Byakuya? Well, I guess it could be nice when you want to. Byakuya stood in front of the door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. Bing bong. No. After a few minutes...
what do you want?
Leave me alone. You're all so annoying. Ah, Byakuya!
It's Byakuya.
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control over again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. Byakuya, hey, Voidling. I always get so... Hi, Ash. How are you? Words. Names. Yay. Byakuya. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on! Hey, Byakuya! What was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll stay here and keep an eye on her. It's a wonder that this is the chapter that I started shipping Makoto and Byakuya and decided that Byakuya was my favourite. Working on some things, semi-lurking. Oh, things. I appreciate that. Even semi-lurking, hanging out. I could talk many reasons why I ship Makoto and Byakuya, but a lot of them are spoilers, so, you know.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya! And I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Come on, let's go in. Byakuya. Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library?
Don't make me repeat myself.
If I remember, on the other side of this door It's the archive, right? That's totally... There's a Taylor Swift song that's on the other side, the other side of the door, and I'm just like, Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It all makes sense once you're inside. Get in the closet. It's not a closet, but you know. Whoa! There's so many books and files. It's a library. And so much dust too.
So in other words...
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although judging by the smudges and the ducks, it looks like there was something inside. Wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? Huh? It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. Nice! Yes, I can get more presents! The shelf is stuffed. That's not a word. Sorry. The shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh?
That's right.
That's the report on the presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I returned the file to the shelf. He could have lied. There's so many files stuffed on the shelves. What's all these things?
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. Illuminati. Why is there stuff about the goddamn Illuminati in a school library? I know it's a school for like the ultimates who are like the best in their field and they're like super awesome and they're gonna go on to be powerful, but still having information about a presidential assassination and the Illuminati in a school library is really weird. It's weird. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power, the secret council, controlling everything from the shadows. The Illuminati, yeah, we know. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. Like you. Byakuya, are you in there? Are you? Are you in there, Byakuya? Are you in there? You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. There's a ton of thick files stuffed under the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. Cool, I'll give them to Kyoko then. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Why are they in a school library? Oh? So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? Yeah, it's cool and everything. It's still a school library. Why are there classified documents about presidential assassinations, cold cases, and the Illuminati? That doesn't make sense. What are you doing? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. And it's still a school library. Isn't it magnificent? I know that they're like special, awesome students with ultimate talents and everything. Still. This can't be for real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your... That's your guys' problem. I don't know, it's anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's just... It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but... I mean, there's so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps... the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? My tea's cold. What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual? Normal? Ordinary? Simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. Well, I mean, they do, but okay. Okay, let's not have tea leaves. What? If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? No, that's why I love him. Well, a little bit. Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt. Hold on a second, you're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? It's been like 3 days since you found this room, Byakuya. I know that people can speed read, but Jesus. But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So what? You know he's from the rich family, right? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. We have a butler and several staff to clean. Oh, sorry. I love Byakuya, but I hate him sometimes as well. Huh? Members of the Takami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other words...
I already told you. There's a secret council that controls the world from the church. Okay, here's the thing, Byakuya. Why are you telling Makoto this? So, like, everyone's like, hi, ha, 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 there's the Illuminati, they control the world, whatever. No one who's actually part of it would say so. And would tell someone about it. Unless he plans to bring him into the fold. Hello? See? Why would you tell someone that? Unless you're planning to make him part of your family. Come on. Come on, Byakuya. I can see through you. Kidding, by the way. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world, backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. Rich bitch. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favourites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
That's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases is being compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic Sorry, pardon. Is that at every crime scene the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Poor Chihiro, save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about the act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. Stop saying mounted. So how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. And in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So in other words...
The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack.
In other words...
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is... such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us. Honestly, this game, like I said, came out in 2010. Utterly ruined by the game Among Us. Fuck. Among Us? How many imposters? Oh.
Interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such ignorance.
I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh at it. Okay. If you get down on your... If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. I forgot that he said that. I mean, there's a line in the second one that's like sort of similar by a different character that's worse in a way that I would, yeah. It's always say it to what person I ship them with though. It's okay. About that Genocide Jack case file, could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Oh, you just want to give it to Makoto. That was bad. That was a bad thing to say. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. Okay. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Murder cases, Genocide Jack, top secret! Byakuya handed me that file and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. Ken Harada, Office Worker 32. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on several pages. Ken Harada 32, Tetsuhiro Honda 17, Shoji Gaku 23, Kano Issei 14, Takeshi Yoshida 30, Komatsuna Taro, Takafumi Gono, Uchida Nahisa, Takeshi Masamune, Yuto Yamajima. There's no end to it. I'm pretty sure I stumbled them wrong. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killers, countless victims, were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now we take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page only leaves the same image. Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was an external reason for this. This confused behaviour suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder. This is what I was meaning about mishandling certain mental health conditions. Because, of course, DID has a history of being portrayed as something violent in media, and Danganronpa has just gone and done the same thing. So it's a bad representation. Okay, there we go. We'll talk about it more.
In other words,
the key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. A split personality, like the kind of thing you see on TV, represented really, really badly. Some part of another totally unbelievable story. It's not unbelievable. People have DID. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Genocide Jack case file has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anyway, but here, we finish our business here, haven't we? Ah, but... Wait, Byakuya! As usual, Byakuya turned on left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time to play with you.
Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Does this sound like a breakup? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, at least I said goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. My heart with him. Sorry. Just quickly as he asked me to join him, it cut me off. I did to cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us! But who is it? I have to find out no matter what it takes. And to do that, this summer I have to go and investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. Alright. Yep. Alright. We're gonna go for a quick break. And we'll be back. Yeah, break time. Hi, I have some more tea. This time it's chamomile. Alright. Does it pull that way? Yeah. Oh, hey, Hifumi. Do I have to talk to you? Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me. Evidence, what did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet.
That's it. I'm sure of it.
But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. I don't know what voice I'm doing for her fairy. I don't really care. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see?
Well, it would seem...
She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Or hates. I'm pretty sure it's hates. Okay, so where is Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorm. She was there, but at the same time, not there. The fuck? What's it gonna be? Okay, anyway, I don't care. Let's go to the mall. That's not the mall. Boys' dorm. Today. I'm eating a muffin. Okay. Tornado. That was... Huh? This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. You don't know. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Boys' locker room carpet. I don't think there was anything in here, actually. Chihiro! I could feel the life draining out of my own body. It's a dead body. Chihiro's dead body. Hey Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation? Generally speaking.
However...
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
Well...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But...
So then...
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time. I just tried to. Thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
Goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing. That's definitely worth worrying about. Chihiro's handbook has been added. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in kind of a crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, that's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. First, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, there's something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Status of the dead body has been added to the truth section bullets. Okay. Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. Sakura, Sakura, I love you, Sakura. Okay, anyway. Chihiro's presence here... Sorry. Chihiro's presence here was especially weak. Her body and her soul. Hey!
No forgiveness!
Okay. To target such a helpless being is unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we went over that. It's about the blood's the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted supermodel is pretty noticeable too. Girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. I mean, you don't know. All the girls might be lesbians. But wait, that reminds me, the poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. Nice. There's a blood stain on the carpet. It could only have been caused by Chira's murder. Alright, let's talk to Sakura. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. Okay, but surely you would notice if there wasn't a big boobed swimsuit model one day and then there was the next. I see.
However,
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every day I finish exercising. I hate Sakura's voice. We have protein coffee in the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
Of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with? Nice. Disappearing stain has been added. Is that it? Alright. I guess we're gonna go... Actually, we want to go back to the library, right? So we'll do that before we go back to the first floor. May as well, we're up here. Library! There's a thick layer of dust on top of me. There's some kind of clue here. Guess not. Nice! There's a coin now. Yes, we want coins to give presents to our friends. Lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. Lamp cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. I'm just bringing my muffin over. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. Huh. Interesting. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Library desk lamp. Why is there a loan desk at a library? And oh wait, sorry. As in loaning a library, but I was thinking like bank loan, and I was like, the fuck? I want to take a look at the Genocide Jack's case file. I know it was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that is... I can't think of anyone but Byakuya! Shady. Alright. Okay, warehouse, nope. Nope. I walked into the wall. In-game and in real life. I just want to eat my muffin just a sec. Okay. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels. There's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something? Very well, I will tell you and only you.
Actually,
Last night I saw her here. Tahiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
indeed.
Indeed. This was right before night time.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
Hi, I heard there was a murder. There was. Hey, Quill, how you going? I'm also eating a muffin, but, you know. Right in the fields, I know. It's like, bake me.
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. Oh, wow, that's harsh, Celeste. That's harsh. That's harsh. I know. I like Celeste, but... So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying. Which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Nice. Celeste's account. Alright. Let's see. Is there anywhere else we need to go? Okay. Apparently we need to go to the dining hall. I don't know why. And when I say that, I actually genuinely don't know why. I know the outcomes. I know how it all goes. I don't remember the details. Oh, it's Hina. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Same as before. She won't come out and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. Yeah. And I remember, like, some of the details, like, some of the twists and turns, but I don't remember, like, how, what thing. And sometimes, so I get genuinely surprised. Even though, like, I'm full in the fandom. I don't know. You left her? My head was all swimming and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry. I'm going to head back as soon as I'm done eating. Togo's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? A donut, of course. How is this related at all? Of course. There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. What? Really? I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well,
Yeah, was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep a distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex but totally fine with the opposite sex? I mean, I don't know. Because, like, if you're like, if you grew up around a lot of people of the opposite gender, assuming that there's two genders, which there aren't, but let's just go with this for now. If you were a girl who grew up spending a lot of times with boys, you would feel more comfortable around boys, and vice versa. Oh wait, maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Our account has been added to the truth bullets. Ding dong bing bong. It's trial time.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The class trial. You remember where to meet, right? Please
Yep.
go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
Yep.
See you soon.
Okay. So I don't have it on gentle, I have it on kind. Because I was like, oh, I know how it goes, kind of. But I'm kidding. Wait, now I don't know where I am. So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Togo's not here. And Togo is... You really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? Oh my god. She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just 1 moment, please. No. Just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Togo behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! So now everyone's here, right? Okay, then hustle onto the elevator and let's get the show on the road. I'll see you guys down here. There. I talked to everyone. Oh, okay. So shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Who do you think did it? If you know, don't say anything. We've got a no spoilers thing for a reason. Okay. Again, like I said, I would talk to everyone, but I want to give my voice a break. And doing everyone's voices is a bit... So. We have no choice, right? Why is there raisins in this blueberry muffin?
It's true.
Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. Save the voice, yeah. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Elevators don't have feelings, Makoto. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated! Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Kyoko and Byakuya are like my favorite ones to voice because I just got lower or like quieter or, you know, I don't have to do other stuff. Makoto out here mansplaining the movements of elevators. Exactly. Good, you're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well?
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Thrills, chills, kills! I know I just said it. I just wanted to as well. Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And we'll stand the entire time, even though I said seats. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial! Yes, let's save. I would like to set my skills. I would like attentive influence. And I would like cheat code. Thank you. And I think that's all I have. Sorry. Like I said earlier, I spilled coffee on my keyboard earlier today and now it's misbehaving a bit. Luckily, I mostly just need the, influence gauge is increased. Cheat code is time limit, doesn't decrease even if you shoot. Algorithm, so, yeah, they are. They're not even all my Dungeons and Dragons books. Some of them are still in a book for, I gotta do some DM planning, actually. But, yeah. A few. Just a few. Some of them are still in my bag from the last time I DM'd nearly 2 weeks ago. What was algorithm? Increases the speed of memorizing a statement, yeah. Alright. Right.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
So I do have a thing up in case I do get stuck and need an answer on something specific, but I won't use it unless I absolutely need to.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Yeah. It's especially annoying when you know how it goes. It's just some of the things that they do are like, how does that even fit in here? It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
How do I slow it down?
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of...
Mm-hmm. Space. Oh god, okay. Space is one of the keys that broke.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong!
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
God damn it, Coffee. I
The
know.
wound on the victim's head
I'll-
is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
After stream, I'll go off and, try and clean it again and try and get it to dry out. Have it go out that way. It's fine.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
And if I have to get a new keyboard, I have to get a new keyboard.
You looked at her head wound?
Someone has to, Hina.
Yay! That's so creepy!
You're creepy. I'm not even saying that in response. It's just you are.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. This is why when I bought my keyboard, I got the cheapest one. Not gonna catch me buying some LED job. I know that my keyboard is destined for coke and cat fur. Yeah, that's fair enough. I want... one of those light up ones, but they're a lot of money. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added. Yes, please. For this debate, oh, fuck. Truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles. Yeah, there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. You've got to shoot it away. Press the right mouse button to attach a silencer. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the timeline will decrease, except it won't because I got the cheat code. Oh, but if your reaction difficulty is tangential, no, it won't appear at all, in which case you can forget about the silencer, just focus on the situation in front of you. Rather than good luck and have fun. Oh, it's still just the one thing.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed. as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
I
love the music.
know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together.
I
about the
found
genocide
this
Jack-
file. I mean, that's one way to say it. Byakuya shoved it under your nose to is more the more correct way of saying it.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
That's what I said, Mondo.
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
No, I want to know why. I want to know why.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Fumi, please.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Oh, man.
Made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Tell him, Makoto. Uh-huh. If I'm not mistaken, sorry.
I got it! Apparently, in every genocide Jack case,
So I was
the killer
pressing
suspends the body in a certain way.
the down key, the down arrow, and it would open up my computer menu because it thought I was trying to press my Windows key, which is not even in the same place at all. So that's fun.
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Or they read the file too. Right? Exactly. It's like Byakuya's like, oh, only because the file was fucking there in the library. Anyone could read it.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Alright, so something's gonna come up soon, and it's a Hangman's Gambit, and the answer is really, really fucking shitty, okay? And I'll do it really quickly, and we'll just get it on, and then we'll talk about why it's really, really fucking shitty.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be...
Why you have to go and make things so complicated? Sailor! I'm really sorry that I have to do this. I hate this. Yeah, exactly.
understand?
Okay, so let's talk about this. Wait a second.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Okay, hello. It's Annalise is talking about problematic aspects of media time. Schizophrenia is a serious mental health condition that also has nothing to do with DID. And shortening schizophrenia in that way is really fucking bad. Saying it that way is really fucking bad. The way that they are approaching this whole DID thing, yes, it was like, this will be a fun sort of mystery to think. The thing is that both schizophrenia and DID have a history of being portrayed in a really violent light in media, and Danganronpa does this as well, which is really goddamn shitty, and that is why this trial sucks. And the way that they approach it really, really fucking sucks. I think the worst part about playing this part of the game was people in my chat being like, oh no, it's fine, this is how it is. No, it's not fine. And yes, okay, this game was made in 2010. It's a 12-year-old game. So that's not a fucking excuse. I'm sorry, it's not. Because at that point, we also knew more about DID and schizophrenia. So it's really goddamn bad. Like, I love this game and I love this series for multiple reasons, but this is one of the things that made me go, what the fuck? And made me question if I was going to stream it some while I was considering it. It was one of the things that I was considering when I was like, do I want to stream it? It's real, yeah, this trial is like problematic thing on problematic thing, like, hold on, yes, and the other problematic stuff we will also be moving on to and discussing, because it's really shitty as well. It's just not handled really well. It's done in a way to shock. DID is a complex mental health condition that many people live with, and it's not this awful thing where people are violent, and it's the same with schizophrenia. Okay, these conditions are really scary for the people who live with them. Okay, so doing this kind of shit is really fucking terrible. But yeah, that's just... yeah, that's just, what I wanted to say. It's really goddamn bad. And... yeah. There wasn't any way I was going to stream this game and not address these issues, because it's really shit. It's shit. Alright, let's go back. Alright. I've said my piece for now. Alright. It's actually... media always portraying people with mental health conditions as dangerous when they usually have those conditions because they've been traumatized. Exactly. DID starts when someone is starting puberty or close to it, I think. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my head here. Because of traumatic events, and it's a way to protect that person from trauma. And I'm not really going to consider the spoilers, because it's kind of part of what you would get if you follow the storyline with Toko, if you spend time with Toko. But it is something that came from trauma for Toko. But it's just really bad. You know, these kind of conditions aren't something that should be made fun of or made light of. Anyway, sorry that this is the game really has a split personality.
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Okay, so the better thing that they could have done for that Hangman's Gambit is just have DID. I don't care that that's a short Hangman's Gambit. That would be so much better.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Her behavior changed. Oh my god.
I got it.
Maybe alter? Yeah, alter would be good as well.
Than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, Kia! Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, you dead? Kia! Uh-huh. Yeah.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry. Presenting the idea as serial killer girl isn't great, regardless of the terminology. Oh, absolutely, for sure. It's a really shitty thing. It's... yeah, you know? I don't know if I have the words for it, you know? It's just...
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Also, Byakuya doing all of this is really fucking shitty as well. I know I said Byakuya is my favourite, but I have a lot to say about his actions this chapter.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
This is for sure his lowest.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
I mean, how shitty is that?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
What a dick. I know, he's such a fucking asshole in this chapter. I'm gonna use a word I don't like to use. Cunt. I'm sorry, but he's just... I love his character. I love him. He is my favorite Kont. Yeah, exactly. But he, in this chapter, is absolutely his lowest. Such a fucking asshole.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing.
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Yeah, keep that hate. Hate him.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... Also, I'm pretty sure...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
I don't know how, when you switch alters, suddenly your tongue is like a meter longer. For one thing, that's just not possible. I know, also, I'm pretty sure, when, I mean, I don't know, I don't have DID, and I don't personally know anyone with DID, but I think from what I've seen, I'm pretty sure when they switch between alters, it's not like a obvious, I don't know.
What the heck?
Fumi's next to her as well. Oh god.
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality.
The thing is, I don't actually think it is a textbook one.
So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
It's something that stems from Jekyll or Hyde. Jekyll's body physically changes when he becomes Hyde, so it's something that media likes to use, that there's a physical change. It's oh yeah, right, I see. Yay for media and problematic portrayals of serious mental health issues that people truly struggle with. How are her teeth suddenly shark teeth?
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
I thought the world was round, right?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Yeah, okay.
Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the
My tea's finished. You're not?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
That's because you don't have an imagination. Sorry.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to go. It's more okay. Dun, 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 dun,
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches
No, that's wrong!
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the
Okay, I'm gonna put my sweatshirt back on now. I heated up the office a lot because it was really cold this morning. But now the heat is off. But yeah, honestly, it's more a case of getting the right in between, because it was a lot colder this morning, so I warmed up my office with the heater, and I just took this off while it cooled down a little bit after I turned the heater off, but I still want it on. I want it back on, and I want this on as well.
Huh? How's it any different?
Oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and
They're all mean.
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Two? Fatal injury.
For one, the cause of death
Cause of death is different.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Wait a second. If all of those scissors were left at the scene of the crime, and she's killed, like, I don't know how many victims, surely someone looks into someone who buys a lot of scissors.
Ah, yes.
Because that is a lot of scissors.
Different from the other murders. Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini...
Yeah, right. Girl just hoarding and giving away scissors, exactly.
The arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
The fuck are you talking about?
Please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you...
I got it!
I got it!
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They'd use some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
Yes, a rope. There wasn't a plug. It wasn't an electrical cord.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Custom made! Wait. Not only is she using like 5 pairs of scissors behind, leaving 5 pairs of scissors behind at every site of crime scene, they're all custom made, all of them. How is that not something that they would find? Oh. Oh my god.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
Looks more like a small Mac to me, right?
Pattern.
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Because Chihiro was her lover.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
I understand that the names are a clue here for Japanese players, but for us, we just get 2 pictures, which is kind of like, and the name Ken, which is one of the pictures. I don't know what is a male Japanese name. Well, kind of do, but still.
Guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
Be careful, Byakuya.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
She just loves yaoi, you know?
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
People can like both.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly
Yes.
cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
She has a point.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
Okay, I'm just gonna go for a quick break. Because I need the bathroom. And we will be back. Yeah, we'll be back. Hello, I came back. Alright. Let's have another butter bit. So.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
And who told you that again, Hina? Hold on, there is one person. Uh-huh.
Here's my answer.
I was gonna say, you're the only one, but that's,
Yakuya.
the next game.
It's possible
Sorry.
you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
The moment you entered the school.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms. They're suspicious, very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Suspicious. Since nobody searched the locker rooms, let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
Celeste's face.
Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Okay, new element. Yes, please. Truth flashback. If you remember a weak spot and hit with an earth, then you'll memorize. Okay, yeah, I gotta memorize things. Wait a second. What was how to slow it down again? Space. I keep forgetting my controls.
But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
Fuck you.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
That was my bad.
What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Shut up.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
So, do I grab the...
was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check.
Wait, no, it's the other way around. This is my bad. Sorry, guys.
Pointless distractions.
I will do it the other way around.
About that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
It doesn't make sense for it to be that way around. It's the before we found the body on. The victim was Chihiro.
So you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird
there we go.
Before we found the body.
I've got it.
But he was acting.
How do we speed up again? Control. Okay.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong.
Cool, I can't speed up. That's great.
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
He's goading Makoto, which is Byakuya's version of flirting. I'm sorry, I'm trying to lighten it up a bit because Byakuya's a fucking asshole in this. What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the
Kyoko!
differences between this case and past Genocide Jack
Just
incidents.
do it yourself.
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
It's the extension cord.
The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
Okay.
Shoot.
It's fine.
What? The difference between the cases?
I thought it was that. I was wrong.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Okay, it's fine. I know what I'm doing.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
Okay, I got there.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that
Extension cord.
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that
Yes.
about right?
Correct. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need
Pardon.
to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still,
They're so ready
there's something that's still bothering me.
to not find all the answers.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
That word!
What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was it just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really accept that what Byakuya said is the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something... the scene of the crime.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
Yeah.
But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Byakuya, you want to maybe actually listen to Makoto?
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Do you want to like actually listen, Byakuya?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? The story suddenly moved to the crime scene. Byakuya, he'd been so confident up till now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Yep. Something that was switched. I
got it!
I got it!
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boob supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
It's the way you said that. Big boob supermodel.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Oh, Junko! Rip Junko! No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
To fuck with you, I don't know.
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
So, you know what, we'll get there in a sec.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Bum 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 bum. Why am I only getting one truth bullet, dudes?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No,
that's wrong.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Listen, you're just presented with new information.
Yes. Isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Kyoko?
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
So, what's about to happen is the other problematic aspect of this trial, and the way it's handled, and we will discuss it as we,
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring, or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. Where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on your
I know, I
lifestyle,
hate Hifumi so much.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
This whole thing of, this is what boys are like, and this is what girls are like. I hate that.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
This is what leads to this issue that we're about to face. The whole, boys are like this, girls are like this.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together on a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Just say it!
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form, and most of the frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Okay, so here's my issue initially, is that Chihiro introduced himself as a girl to everyone. She dressed as a girl, that was how she presented herself to everyone. But the moment they find out that Chihiro actually has a penis, they switch immediately to he. There's nothing from Chihiro about what Chihiro would prefer. They have no idea. Chihiro's dead. The last they knew from Chihiro was she was a girl. You know, that's how Chihiro presented himself. And everyone just immediately goes, oh, Chihiro's a boy. He pronouns. He, him. Immediately. Just because Chihiro has a penis. So that was my initial issue with it. There's further issues that we will go to, but that was my first thing. It was like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone here immediately just switching because of a penis?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Chihiro was Chihiro, and Chihiro has never told you that she wants to be referred to as anything but a girl and she, her. Chihiro has never said anything. Chihiro presented themselves as she, her, has presented herself as a girl to you all, so that is how you should continue to refer to her as, because that is how she presented herself as to you, and you have never heard from Chihiro otherwise.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
It just gets worse. Yeah, it really does. This trial is the worst thing in the whole game, honestly. I just...
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy.
Chihiro! Chihiro may have been assigned male at birth. That does not mean... That doesn't mean shit. Okay, anyway.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy. And because the victim was male,
I forgot how angry this made me.
Gaining access to the boys' locker room.
I hate how I forgot how angry this made me.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Makoto's
You know,
initial assertion.
Quill, you understand.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later
Alright,
moved
there
to
with
the
you,
girls'
yeah.
locker room.
It gets to a point where there's genuinely no words. This is done so badly. If they had done it in a respectful way of, oh, Chihiro's a trans character, but the school was weird with their thing and still listed Chihiro as a boy on the e-handbook, but whatever. Or, you know, they did it in another way rather than just be straight up terrible.
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So, Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd.
Transphobia is rampant, yeah. I make up for it by making a bunch of the characters trans in my fanfic. It's fine.
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Up, Byakuya! Fuck off!
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
You might be wondering, Annalise, why do you like this game? Why do you like this series? This is the exception. Yeah. This whole chapter is the exception to my love of this series. There's no excuse. There's no excusing anything about chapter 2 at all. The trial, investigation, or the stuff that happens here, there's just no excusing it at all. It's what it is. It's shitty, and we should acknowledge it and talk about why it's shitty, basically. And then do better when we make our own content.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Like a fucking creep, you fucking weirdo.
Are you fucking with
asshole?
us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's just funny.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Hero, just sit down, shut up, and let everyone else who actually has brain cells do the talking. Thanks.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
No. What?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access. Uh-huh.
I got it!
I got it! We need a boy's handbook. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. It had to have been a guy, but there's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. The music is good. Celeste's account.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer! And only the killer!
No, that's wrong!
So it's good I missed that first time, because I was gonna be wrong anyway.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto!
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Oh, I need a bathroom again.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Alright, I need to take another quick break. We'll be back and hopefully finish trial. And I will then go and, I don't know, hit the people who came up with this storyline. Because it's really shitty. Anyway. Bye. I'll be back. Okay, I come back. I came back. Alright, let's continue.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
I just don't understand this immediate switch, despite the fact that that was never how Chihiro introduced presented herself to these people. It's just really shitty storyline, and I'm having some chocolate, okay? I need it.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
The rainbow connection?
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Since when? What the fuck, Kyoko?
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Nani the fuck?
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
What I love about these class trials in Danganronpa, and I've seen this before, is that nothing would hold up in court.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Inferences don't hold up in court, Kyoko!
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags
Very
are the
funny.
same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
I'm so glad I don't have to say these lines, because I would be so angry about it.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it!
Yeah,
It's that tracksuit
true.
because
That's true,
it
Quill,
matched the one
actually.
the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
I'd probably be going she,
Hold on a second.
because
Mojo.
we have not been
What did you
told
just say?
from Chihiro any other way.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
But then it's also the way that when Celeste introduced herself and goes, my name is Celeste, and Makoto goes, what's your real name? And it's like, well, fuck you too, Makoto, you know?
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just... Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I'm
sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
He's like, no, not my bro that I chilled in the sauna 5 feet apart because we're super gay.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility! Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
just like that, she was gone.
when
She
Celeste
was
noticed
gone.
it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him!
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
And this, my friends, is why you don't switch pronouns just because you happen to know if someone has a penis or not.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Liar.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
Oh, Taka.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Ghost friend?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Just say
Your
it.
confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Yes. By hitting its weak point.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Yeah, you talked to one of the few class members who actually has a brain cell.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Love. No, I don't know why it's so bad.
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
That was pertinent information you could have mentioned earlier.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burned, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly
this is
onto
not
your skin,
actually
you'd
clear for me. I know.
that layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you
Not like
move
lives are
around.
on the line, right?
So when
Including
you're in
his
the sauna,
own.
Make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness?
The two bros chilling in the sauna!
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
The two bros chilling in the sauna!
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
Two bros sitting in the sauna, 5 feet apart because they're gay AF. Exactly.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Tucker's realized, look at him! Oh. Oh, look at poor Tucker!
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Oh.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
That's a school uniform?
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
And put a towel on his hair for God knows what reason.
And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Men got pockets so big they can fit an entire handbook in it. I know, right? Something proves it. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna... Ooh.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look!
Alright, I'll slow down.
What's wrong after all? Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Okay.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just...
No,
No, that's wrong. No, that's wrong!
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's.
Yep.
Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
Yep.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is
We've been over
prohibited?
this.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries.
Also,
if anything,
it's just straight
it
up
just
stealing.
makes things more
Stealing is not borrowing, you know?
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Also, we've been over this.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right.
Like, there's a
or
bullet
wrong.
time battle. These trials do get a bit long-winded and yeah. Alright. Okay. Everyone has you need to get into the locker room. Switch locker. Okay. That's that one. And that one. Open the no. This. I'll come back to that one. As well as something else. So, is it... Something from the other room, let's just share the scene of the crime. I might... this... that he used to disguise what had happened, this might be wrong.
First, let's take a look.
I think I got it right, but some of them are just a bit like...
in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
See, here they're using she.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Bum 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 bum.
Pulling out the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Asshole.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library And then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Asshole.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade,
I'm putting my gloves back on. It's starting to cool a lot. It's just past 5 p.m. and temperature's going down rapidly as if it wasn't cold already.
the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Got a cat on my lap. He's giving on. Yes, good old Melly.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Someone's
right, Mondo Arata.
That's not quite the same as he did with the Leon. He goes, isn't that right, Leon? He says it was such, like, hatred in that one, but this one is just like, there's not quite as much behind it.
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Oh, Taka. Evidence that Mondo is the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. New element. Yes, please. No. 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 I can't remember the controls for this. Woo!
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just clicking and hoping for the best.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right
Kind of
now.
mashing for the win, yeah.
Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
You might have noticed I had like a completely like blank look on my face as I kind of just went like this. Yay! Yes! Coins!
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around?
Elect?
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Wada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. No. Anyway, there once was a young boy. When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a march. Sorry. His name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own length of streak. Okay, so we're going to go over this, what they said, and then I'm going to discuss my issues with this part in particular. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy, but no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken deep root inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. It turned out the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't despair, instead it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had become here at school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of their embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy. And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my
I
chance.
want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action, and so that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
Okay, so here's my problem with this explanation for why Chihiro presents as a girl, and everything. It's Monokuma saying it. This is not something from Chihiro. This is just hearsay. We don't know that this is the truth. Chihiro never told us that she wanted to be referred to as anything other than a girl and she. You know, like, this is just Monokuma. Asked for someone's help, but he wanted to tell that person a secret first, then ask them to help him from there. Okay, so this is the one person I think could be, I'm fine with having them change the way they refer to Chihiro. The person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fellow had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Machomondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So, went to ask Mondo, and I asked Mondo to help him become strong. As an inspiration, thought that only with Mondo's support would ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
It's all conjecture and hearsay, exactly. So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. So, if Chihiro went to Mondo and said, hey, Mondo, I am a boy. I say that I'm a girl to protect myself, but actually I am a boy, then that would be one thing for Mondo to refer, because Mondo heard it directly from Chihiro. But, one, I'm not entirely sure that's exactly what happened. Two, no one else freaking heard that. No one else knows exactly what conversation happened between Mondo and Chihiro. And so, and they were not privy to that. And they do not know for sure what Chihiro preferred. Chihiro would have wanted. Maybe Chihiro wanted to get stronger because of the situation that the whole group was in, and nothing to do with insecurity about gender. I mean, yes, Chihiro was insecure. Like, that's a given. But perhaps Chihiro was insecure about being trans rather than being... I feel like Chihiro told Mondo her secret, which was that she was going to be outed as AMAB, not that she was like, oh, by the way, I'm totes a boy, yeah. I feel like that was probably the situation. And that is also kind of shitty. That Mondo then turned around and killed Chihiro, but, you know. And... I don't know, the whole thing is so fucking shitty. And the fandom has a lot of discussions about this, a lot of the time. And people read it differently. I personally... I'm cis, so I am coming at this from a cis point of view, as much as I try to be accepting and an ally. I am still cis, so I come from that point of view, and I can't do much to change that. So, you know, for others who aren't cis, perhaps they see things differently. I don't know. I just feel at this point that Chihiro is my understanding from the information that we are given from Chihiro is that Chihiro is a trans girl and we should be using she, her pronouns with Chihiro. That is because Chihiro never said anything to anyone else except for Mondo. And we don't know the details, not really. So what he did to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, did what he did. You mean, yeah. That's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep the secret?
Because
if everyone had known she'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect her identity. So he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting her in the girls' locker room and stealing her handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who had also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad. I mean, one of the secrets was literally that someone is a serial killer, Taka. So, I don't know. Maybe it could have been. Something I didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know, we're gonna tell anyway, even though we said the motive to kill was not to divulge it, but we're gonna divulge it anyway, because I'm a lying liar, and you can't trust what I say. So maybe don't listen to what I just said about what Chihiro's thoughts about how Chihiro presented.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums, and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother was named Daya Owada. Daya and Mondo with the crazy Diamondos. My cat is showing Mondo his butt right now. Okay. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on my motorcycle. You know, guys gotta expose themselves to each other on their hocks. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his brick brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one of the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was... What? Peaches and gravy? But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. Yeah, right. Nani? The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All they'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why...
I
gotta get stronger than Daya. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. Let's just come out. I'm kidding. On the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... That doesn't seem like he killed him. Laying in his kid brother's arm. This is the dumbest secret I've ever heard. I mean, what about the one where you're a terrible your terrible representation of a serious medical health mental health issue. Delivered his final laying in his kid's brother's arm. So the older brother delivered his final words. This is not... Mondo did not kill him. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's... he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. This is what siblings do. They protect each other. Hey, kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. Who would hide that their brother saved their life? It doesn't embarrass it. Because he thinks he killed him. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. Not what happened. So here's what should have happened. Mondo should have gone to therapy. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of a kid who bested his brother. He needs to go to therapy. Daya was going to lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation. For what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
So his secret is that he is fragile masculinity. Yeah, that's not a secret, right? I'm strong. Strong. How did I... And yet... As soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. That's not the truth. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. Go to therapy. So that's why Mondo, after I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and I just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach, and it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. Right there, Chihiro told me a secret. Seriously, Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Huh? Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. Chihiro's words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like Chihiro was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. Listen, I'm just gonna avoid pronouns for Chihiro. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. Chihiro had the strength to face her own weakness, to try and overcome it. Listen, I don't fucking know anymore. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of Chihiro. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you gonna make fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stupid. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch.
Oh my god. Go to therapy, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand. I was just staring down at her, down at the ground. See, that still was not... We don't know what Chihiro actually told Mondo. Mondo just talks about after Chihiro told him.
I
killed her.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo, who's normally so aggressive, so angry, hid that weak side away from everyone. That was a secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like this, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it! Look at him, you see? You're all just like him! For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You bastard! Just shut up, you Jesus, Taka. You son of a bitch, go ahead, say that again, I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. It's what I want to say, but... Unfortunately, I can't do that right now, because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
Yes, execution, Taka.
Well now.
That's what I promised, right? The black ink that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Oh, I know you'll miss your lover, Taka, but... Oh, hey, Ash. I know it's... Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. The Cage of Death. Sorry, I'm just fidgeting with my, the drawstrings on my sweatpants. This actually reminds me of a TikTok I saw earlier. I'll send it to you for later. Okay. Mondo butter. 2 times the fat, apparently. On pancake. Okay. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. Can I laugh at your death? What? I know. There's a joke there that just doesn't translate. Well, I think there's something to do with butter and Mondo or something, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I know that there's some joke that just does not translate into English at all. But what you gonna do? It can't be my brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. We're all mad here. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Yeah, pancakes. Get yourself some pancakes. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again, But of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that
However,
I just don't understand why. Because he's a fucking asshole, Kyoko. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too? That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After it had gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
Yes, he did.
That's right.
Indeed, but if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Really not a waste of time at all. In fact, I think it saves you a lot of time. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that? To create the fake murder scene? But damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have reached the truth before it reached that point. I would have revealed the truth, whatever. Of course, Byakuya had turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment. You see why I ship it?
Interesting.
You probably don't at this point. Tagami Senpai called me remarkable. No, I'm kidding. Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied? I will never be satisfied!
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next!
You...
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean? Oh my god, shut up.
Damn it!
I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, exciting.
The noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. Pooh-hoo-hoo. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Tagami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Ooh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you in the name of the moon. Yeah, I will punish you. Yeah. Temper. It sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew this wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. What? After all our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. Seriously, my eyes are getting so tired. I saw they said amouthed. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
Well, tried. She didn't actually succeed in killing anyone.
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
Is there someone working for Monokuma in the group? What? There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair. The end. Surviving students, 10. To be continued. We got a present. The crazy diamond. He would like to save. Yes. Yes. Alrighty. Yeah. Alright. Okay. We're going to wrap it up now. So the next Danganronpa stream will be in 2 weeks. So we'll start chapter 3. I will not apologize for the rants I had about some of the really shitty stuff in this chapter because it was really shitty and I think it needs to be addressed. I will put the VOD up at some point in the next week or so. Probably in the next week. But for now, let's go see who we can raid. Let's see who's online. Raids need to be exactly. So, like I said, I will not apologize for it. Let's see. We got Paradox is playing World of Warcraft. I'm just gonna have a look. See if there's anyone streaming some of the other stuff. I thought Paradox was on the stream, and you know what? It's not my business right now. Let's have a look. Unless someone has any recommendations. To raid. I am very tired. I don't know if I'm up to raiding someone new. I know you probably should try to raid someone new, but I'm very tired. Alright, we'll raid Paradox. Because I know Paradox is one of my faves. Oh, I'm sleepy. But this is my raid message. Put in thingy emotes as you want. It's not really cozy vibes for Danganronpa, but we'll try anyway. Raid Paradox Gamer AU. Okay, let's spell it correctly. Yeah, my I was really not doing well. My left arrow button is putting in zeros. So that's fun. I will fix that. I'll send you to Paradox. And yeah. Thanks to everyone who came by. I appreciate you. I'll be streaming on Monday. I'll be doing some Sims. I don't know what specifically, but it will happen. Yeah. Bye bye.